Hi folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You know all the things to do. There's something that I've always wanted to try and have never done before today. Hacking an old school Nintendo 3DS. So that's what we're going to do today on this video. But if you stick around till the end, I'll also show you what came in the mail today. But first, we're gonna hack this 3DS. Let's get started. Now the first step is always going to be the same whether you're on a Mac or a PC. You're always going to have to format your memory card to FAT32 no matter which hacking method you're using. Here it's set up as exFAT, which is not what we want, so right click it and select erase and then select MS-DOS FAT, which will be FAT32. I'm not going to bother to name it. I'm just going to let it stay as untitled because the name really won't matter. Never assume that the method you're watching in any video is 100% up to date. You should always refer to 3ds.hacks.guide to make sure you're following the latest set of steps if anything has changed due to hardware revisions or firmware updates. Also, you're always going to want to check to see if custom firmware has been put on your device before you attempt to hack. So as shown here in the guide, power up your console, hold the select button, power it on, and if it just boots to the home menu, then there's nothing custom about it. So I'll do that right now. I'm gonna hold down select, hit the power button. I'm still holding it. And I haven't seen a custom menu yet. Nope, nothing. We are clean as a whistle here. On to the next step. Next, you want to check your system version. So you go to System Settings, and it should be on the bottom right of the top screen. So, here we will see that this Nintendo 3DS is running version 4.10-8U. Then you want to select the method for your console based on whether it's an old 3DS or a new 3DS, and enter your version number here, which again is 4.10-8U. Confirm. So as it turns out, I don't even need Cubic Ninja for firmware this old because Ninja Hacks is only for between 9 and 11.6. So I'm going to use a much older method for hacking this 3DS called Sound Hacks. And I'm going to get all the files on the SD card for that next. So for Sound Hacks, you need to create a sound file for the version of the firmware that you're running. As you can see, the options are all here. And then you need to download all of these folders and files. SafeBS9 installer, Boot9 strap, Luma 3DS, which is your custom firmware, and the latest release of Universal Other App, otherapp.bin. I've already got all of those files prepared here on my MacBook, so now I need to take the micro SD card that's FAT32 formatted out of the 3DS, and then I need to put all of these files in the correct places on that SD card, so I'm going to go ahead and do that next. So here are all the steps I just took following 3DS Hacks Guide. I copied the M4A to the root of the SD card, which is the directory where you can see the Nintendo 3DS folder, but you aren't in that folder. I also copied otherapp.bin to the SD card, boot.firm, and boot.3dx from Luma 3DS to the root of the SD card. Created a folder named Boot9 strap, copied Boot9 strap firm and firm.sha to the Boot9 strap folder, put SafeBS9 installer.bin on the root of the SD card. Then you put the SD card back into your console and you power it back on. And in case you're wondering how it looks, if you're running the same firmware version that I am on this old 3DS, the folders and files on your SD card should look something like this. And now the magic is about to happen. We're going to launch Nintendo 3DS Sound and we're going to have to go through all the bird tips. Then we're going to go to SD card and play Nedwell 2016. It could take up to 10 tries, and if it freezes, power off by holding the power button and try again. So let's see if we get it on the first try or if it takes 10. Who knows? Well, looks like I don't have to go through the tutorial because it's already been used before, which makes sense since I bought this 3DS used. So we'll go to the SD card and we just play this. Looks like it worked on the very first try. Nice. To proceed, enter this combo. Left down, right up A. Alright. Left down, right up A. And reboot. As the guide says, Luma 3DS doesn't look any different from the normal home menu. So if it booted into the home menu, congratulations, you are now running custom firmware. So now we've got a bunch more things to do and install. If you've seen 3DS hacks before, you're going to know how useful all of these things are, and if you haven't, you will when I'm done with this process. So stay tuned. Now this is the part that always freaks me out a little bit when it says that you should update to the latest firmware before doing anything else. And it always has you check to make sure that you're running custom firmware before you do that. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here. I'm going to power this off all the way. I'm going to hold down select and power it on while holding select. And that'll bring up the Luma 3DS configuration menu. So it is safe to upgrade your firmware to the latest version from Nintendo if you already have Luma 3DS. They can't uninstall it once you've installed it. So even though upgrading firmware is usually a bad idea when you're doing hacks, in this case, at least according to the current guide, it's okay to do it. So our next step is to sync the internal clock and dump the sound firmware. So we're supposed to hit the left shoulder, D down, and select at the same time to open the Rosalina menu. Okay, that's not the easiest combination to do with one hand. Down. There we go. Rosalina menu. Select miscellaneous options. Select dump DSP firmware. Press B to continue. Select nullify user time offset. Press B to continue. Press B to return to the main menu. Press B to exit. If you are prompted to create an essential files backup, press A to do so. And press A to do it again once complete. If you are prompted to fix the RTC date and time, press A to do so. Select scripts. Select finalize. Follow the prompts. Press A to create one. Unlock it now. Up. A. So I did what it told me to do, and now it is running the script again and installing files and backing everything up. And there it is. The one that will probably be of most importance to most of you is called FBI. This is the program you use to install backups you make of 3DS games. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, since I already have Cubic Ninja here, I'll show you. I'll use that as an example by holding start and pressing the power button at the exact same time. Go down to C Game Cart. And we want to go to 3DS. Select that. And there will be some options here. NCSD image options is what we want. Build CIA from file is what we want. And once this is done, you will have a copy of this in your GM9 out folder of your SD card. FBI. Launch FBI. SD. GM9. GM9 out. Standard CIA. Install and delete. Install and delete the selected CIA. Yes. And the file is gone. And we can hit start to exit. New software has been added to the home menu. And now we can play our backup of Cubic Ninja. Now, I did say that before this video was over, I'd show off what I got in the mail today, so let's go ahead and do that now. Inside that package, we have Crime Scene for Nintendo DS. It's a good one to pick up because it's actually the least expensive of all the M-rated games, so if you don't already have it, you should probably just go ahead and get a copy of it now. Oh, and you can back up DS games too. You just need the Nintendo DS Bootstrap to play them, but you can make backups of these as well. And my Dragonfly, sent back to me by Ivory Tower Collections, also known as Jesse. He upgraded the firmware on it, and this will be in a future video. I'm Mr. MegaManFan, and as always, thank you for watching.